Sugarcane. Sugarcane is really one of the best ones to grow right now because about 80% of sugar basically comes from sugarcane. It also comes from sugar beet. It's an actual beet you can grow inside of your garden. inside of your garden. I really like this one because you can grow it in a small container. I actually ended up cutting out a little medicine bottle I got from the dollar store, just cutting it out, and I put it in there. For this one, I actually don't recommend the John's method when it comes to sugarcane. You really don't have to. This grows fine perfectly with it. The only thing you're going to have to watch out for is moisture as well. Don't water it too much. You need to give it time to actually grow. Now, there are a lot of things you need to know about sugarcane. One, they have hybrid species of this. There's about 37 different ones out there. Make sure you get the right one. Go online and look for sugarcane seeds. After it grows to 1 foot, then you need to end up actually changing the actual container because they're actually going to start getting tough and rigid. Also, the world needs this. I mean, this is one of those plants this is a survival plant, really. The one plant that you're going to need, you can get sugar from this, and sugar beet, but it consumes so much less space. Most plants you need to spread out. This grows straight up. It's kind of like bamboo. It's tough, it's strong, you can cut it. You can drain all the sugar out of it you want. It's one of the best survival plants out right now. And 1.7 billion tons every year this thing is harvested. This is like cotton. Everyone needs this because it's got sugar. Now, another thing with this is that you can actually ferment this into ethanol. You can actually make your biofuel out of this. Biofuel is made roughly some from corn and sugarcane, some sugar beet. There's you can mix barley with. There's a lot of different things you can actually get from this, but you're going to end up getting a lot from it. It's honestly, I like it. It's a really good plant, but the thing with this is I actually had it in a small container. What I would recommend for you to do is get a large container. I actually had a larger container, a little white one that I had the peanuts in. Take that container and put these in it. You can put about 50 small seeds in there. Don't throw them in. Press them down into the soil with your finger or thumb. Don't just put them in where one seed is actually on top of another. The one thing you don't want is you don't want the root systems intertwining. Because if you pull them out, you pull the root system out, there goes your sugarcane tree. It's gone, it's not growing, it's done. Separate them themselves after they've grown a couple of inches, then you can separate them. But you have to make sure the roots don't entangle with other parts of the plants. If it ends up doing that, you're not gonna be pretty happy. But sugarcane is a really good plant. You get a lot of sugar from it. It consumes less space. You can use a bit of compost from it. It has a lot of good sugar. Everyone needs it. It's one of the best survival plants right now. Now, when it comes to that, you can still make ethanol from this. You can actually mix it up with corn. You can take your sweet corn, sugarcane, sugar beet, bring them all in. I believe you can use hot water, press them in. You can actually get no one's come out with this yet. It's a press that you can actually use to put plants in, and it presses them out, and you put water on the top, and it presses them to get the juices out, get all of that sugar out. It tastes a bit weird, but you can actually get pretty good sugar out of this. Not sugar crystals, but just sugar water. And then after you get that, you just, hey, put it in a pot, boil it. You got your sugar right there. I mean, it's a really good plant. Also, cotton candy. There's another thing about this that I didn't know before. If you actually get the sugar cane and begin squeezing out the sugar itself, you can actually hand-make cotton candy from this. Yeah, there's a trick for it online to make cotton candy from sugar cane. It's really good. It's a great way to store it. But the thing is, it lets a lot of oxygen inside of the sugar, so you have to be very careful with that. It's a really good plant. My advice, get a bigger container. When they reach 6 inches, change it, put them in a container in the ground. Because the temperature inside of your house is different from the actual garden that you may have outside. So start it indoors like I did. Let it get a lot of light. You should always move the curtains to let more light in. It really needs more moisture and light, but honestly, just give it a bit of time. I guarantee you it'll grow. You won't be sorry about it. It's really good. If you find a great way to make sugar from it, I recommend buy as many seeds of sugarcane as you can. Because if anything, you actually got sugar for your whole family. And you can actually sell the sugarcane to people down the street. There are peddlers out there, there are grocery stores that would love to take sugarcane. They would love to buy it off of you. You honestly can't go wrong. It's the one crop you can't go wrong with. The world needs this. 80% of the world's sugar comes from sugarcane. We all need it. So get as much of it as you can. It doesn't come that much. It's actually relatively pretty cheap to get this, but it needs time to grow. They don't just grow overnight. But once it hits 6 inches, change the pot, put the pot in the ground, let it grow wild, and you can get as much of a sugar high as you want. Just don't get diabetes or something.